Welcome back, everyone. We're continuing to work on our WRX today. So, previous episode, we assessed the damage, we looked it over. Now, we are going to do the teardown to completely figure out exactly what's damaged, what needs to be replaced on it. So, we're going to go ahead and tear all this down. We also already ordered the suspension. We ordered a bunch of parts, but we're going to take all this apart to see what else we missed or what we'll need. But we got the suspension, so we're going to tear all this down, put the new suspension on there so we can drive it around so it's not hitting everything. And also we are going to take out the seat belts to send those off to get reset. We're going to take out all the airbags so it's and the module. So that's the plan for this episode. So let's get to work. Alright, so we got the Subaru all torn down. First thing, the original plan was to put the new suspension on here, but we are not going to be able to do that because, as it turns out, that this part of the subframe actually wound up getting moved back. As you can see, this control arm is pretty bent, so that is there like that. And there's no way to get the new control arm in there without pulling this back. So we're not going to be able to drive it up onto the frame machine. We're going to actually wind up having to use the forklift to pick this up off of the lift and put it on the frame, and so that we can pull this back in order to get the suspension in there. Also, since we got to put it on the frame, we went ahead and removed both side skirts, so that way we have access to our pinch welds to set it up in the frame. As you can see here, the A-pillar, none of this got touched, so that's always a good thing because these are they're very strong, and as we found out on the Ram, it was a little bit of a challenge to get it out. So that's a good thing. This apron, just like before we tore it apart, we saw we're going to have to replace all these pieces, all these metal pieces. On the positive side, the frame rail itself, the major structural is all intact. It didn't get touched. It looks straight. We're still going to measure it, but right now it's looking like it's in good condition, and we're not going to have to mess with the rails. This rebar, since the majority of it didn't get touched, just this very little corner, we're going to just fix this. Since this part is mostly probably cosmetic, we're going to fix this, save a couple of bucks on this. This little piece of the radiator support, that on bolts and everything, it has a couple of spot welds in there, but we're going to replace this when we're replacing this apron here. And got a little bit of a mess going on here from tearing this apart, but we're going to put all this aside into one pile, because you never know what you're going to need off of these parts. Well, I mean, the bumper, obviously, it's just the corner that's torn off. You still got the main grill, the lower grill, the tow hook, the fog lights, still a lot of good stuff on this. Same with the hood, with the scoop and everything. The shields, basically, you never know what you're going to need, or what little clips or bolts that these parts are going to have that you're going to wind up having to spend more money on. So we're going to put everything off to the side, and the next part is we are going to take the seat belts out, and the airbags, and the SRS module, so that way we can send the seat belts and the module to get reset. Alright guys, so we got the car on the frame machine. We did have a couple of questions on how it's being held on the frame machine, so let's take a closer look. So basically we have these, they're pinched onto there, and the rocker is basically sitting right on this plate, and this has teeth in it, and it's gripped, and it's the same on both of those. And then we have this thing right here, where basically we have the same amount of holes so that the car is level. Then this slides this way to accommodate for the car, and then we got some bolts here that clamps it to the actual frame machine. So that's pretty much, and all four corners are the exact same way. Alright, and since we're getting ready to work on the frame, all of our parts came in, so let's check out what we got. Alright, so we got a fender that came from the dealer. We got a little trim piece for the fender, got that offline. Same thing with the taillight. Let's see here. We got a aftermarket headlight. Some of these other pieces right here. This is all the metal pieces for that apron part. There's another one there. There's other miscellaneous brackets. We got a fender liner there. We got the hood, which was in that big box. Also wound up having to get that from the dealer. The scoop we're going to reuse from the hood that came on the car. This is the front bumper. So that's the front bumper we got. We got that lovely Subaru plastic. It's raw, so you gotta take extra precaution to prep that right. Otherwise, your paint, your primer, whatever, nothing's gonna stick to this. So you gotta make sure you got that prepped right. Plenty of adhesion promoter. So let's see here. I'm guessing this is an airbag. Yep. We got the steering wheel airbag, brand new from the dealer. I think this is, yeah, this is gonna be the knee, I think. Yep, and that's the driver's side knee airbag. And then the seat belts and the module we sent off to get them reset. So hopefully those will be coming back shortly. The whole suspension, that knee assembly there that we needed, but we couldn't put that on because the ears on the subframe were bent and we needed the frame machine to get them back into place. Alright, so I think that's most of the parts. I'm sure there's going to be parts that we're going to need as we continue to work on it and we find and need to replace. But otherwise, that's it for this episode, you guys. I also want to remind you, don't forget about the Challenger giveaway, and make sure that you're subscribed, you liked, and you comment that you have all three. Otherwise, we can't, pick you. You got to have all three. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you don't miss the next one. Subscribe. Turn on your post notifications, like and comment, and we'll see you in the next one.